no product owner can ever know everything about the product, its potential, the market, customers, all kinds of stakeholders, executives in the organization, all that kind of stuff. The product owner's job is to make sure that we're building the right thing for the right reasons and at the right time, right price. So what about this product owner person? Now, this really isn't any kind of an in-depth talk about Scrum. I'm presuming that most of you are at least somewhat familiar with Scrum, maybe very familiar with Scrum. In any case, suffice it to say that the product owner is role in Scrum. It was originally defined in Scrum, this role name anyway, and it really carries the most meaning in Scrum. I hear this role name bandied about a lot out in the world, and in contexts where it may or may not actually mean what it means in Scrum, which is the original definition point. So what product owner in Scrum does is, well, it effectively owns the product, meaning the product owner is accountable for making sure we build the right thing. And the product owner product owners have to be able to cut through the fog, to be able to see a little further than just the next tree. They need to have the longer view, the big picture. They need to be able to understand what the strategic goals for the product are, strategic goals for the organization. They need to be able to understand also the very short-term tactical. What do we need to do right now to take advantage of an opportunity or to address a significant request that we've had that makes business sense to fulfill? And that's what it all comes down to for product owners, is getting the most bang for the buck, or return on investment. The product owner is accountable for how the money gets spent. And you know, it costs money to develop and deliver features or elements of a product or a service. So the product owner is the person we look to cut through the fog and to have the longer view and the clarity of vision. And that's not to say that product owners know everything, right? No product owner can ever know everything about a product, its potential, the market, customers, all kinds of stakeholders, executives in the organization, all that kind of stuff. No product owner can just magically have all of that knowledge. So product owners interact very, very heavily with stakeholders to make sure they're getting good feedback on the current product direction, talking about the strategy, exploring the strategy, looking at the competitive landscape, all these kinds of things. The key thing at this point is, in order to take advantage of the built-in ability to pivot in Scrum, we have to have effective product ownership, which means we have to have an effective product owner for working with our team. Now, there are variations on a theme, but let's leave it at that for this point, because this is in the context of Scrum. So effective product ownership is the baseline that we need in order to do any of the other stuff that we've already talked about. One of the things product owners need to have in mind is the product goal. What's the goal for this product? What are we trying to accomplish with this product? What's the business purpose? What's just a high-level feature set that we can test our progress against? What are we trying to accomplish and why? You know, if we don't have a good product goal, we may have the equivalent of our tool is a hammer. The only tool we have is a hammer. And in that case, every problem or opportunity looks like a nail. There just isn't much vision or foresight there. We're kind of lost in that fog. So we need a good product goal so we can understand more clearly, not just what we've done in the past, what we're capable of in our team or our organization, but how we can branch out and expand and maybe do things differently. So we need the right tool for the job, and a good product goal is an essential element of being able to decide what to do, when to do it, and why we're doing it. And even more importantly, what not to do. We can't do everything. Demand is infinite. Our capacity to build and deliver product is limited. So product owners have to make good decisions based on their understanding of their product goal, the strategy, the tactics, the short term, the long term, the intermediate term, the capabilities of the team and the organization, the budget, all those kinds of things. to make good decisions about what not to do, who to say no to, which is another gigantic aspect of product ownership, saying no, because not everything makes sense. We can't do everything. So that's where product owners live. So how do product owners do all this? Well, it's a big job. And actually, product owners, of course, don't do any of this alone. Product owners do make the decisions about, well, what makes sense to do this sprint, what makes sense to defer until later, and what doesn't make any sense at all. We're not going to do it, period. But the only way product owners can do that is through continuous, interactive stakeholder communication. No product owner, again, can possibly have all the knowledge of everything baked right into their brain, no matter how much business expertise, business domain expertise, market domain expertise a particular individual has who is playing the product owner role. They still can't know everything. And in fact, things change so frequently, especially these days, that we need to have our product owners engaged with our stakeholders and continuously communicating with them to make sure that we're understanding what the right thing is, when we should do it, and what the not right things are, the things we shouldn't do. The whole point is to keep the gears meshed, stay synchronized with our stakeholders. What we really can't afford to do is launch off in a direction which we all think, stakeholders, product owner, business stakeholders, executives in the organization, whoever that might be, launch off in a given direction and then not validate that direction. Just continue down that path blindly, essentially, without validating our assumptions, without validating our results, without staying synchronized with our customers, our end users, our other business stakeholders, our market. We need that synchronization in order to make sure we're doing the right thing at the right time for the right cost. And that's where product owners come in, and that's where Scrum comes in as well, with that sprint planning, sprint review cycle to help us make sure that we're building the right thing and building it in the right way and building it at the right time.